Chapter 1 An Injured Lion Still Wants to Roar. I was never good at dancing, nor have I liked it. 2 months ago, I was at a retreat for the confirmation process, which is for Catholics who want to complete the initiation sacraments. One thing we had to do was a dance assignment. We had to create our own choreography for a song and perform it. I dreaded it when I first heard it. What's worse, some of the people there actually took dance courses at some point, and I knew I would be an outlier since I wasn't good at dancing. The song the group chose didn't help any either. So we came up with choreography for the music, and my friends told me to at least try to seem more energetic and more into it. One of them said to me after the practice runs, more passion, don't stress out." And while I didn't like that, I did my best to do just that. I stopped overthinking about it and things actually worked out fairly well. Performance time came, and besides a small mishap in the beginning, it was fine. From a video, I saw that I didn't look too far off from everyone else in my group. It was kind of in unison. I still hate dancing with a passion, and this experience won't change that. But I learned that things aren't as bad as they seem if you stop overthinking things. Chapter 11 The Happiest Place on Earth. I currently take martial arts classes. I have been since I was 7, but I stopped in 2019 and came back with a lot of consideration in 2022. As some may know, black belt tests are difficult and stressful. You are going for a high rank where you are now seen, in my class at least, as a role model, a teacher, and a resource for lower ranks to use. And testing shows what you can do. In 2018, I did actually test for a junior black belt, but that experience was far from pleasing. I was given a very hard time, and I was incredibly scared of even making one mistake. I felt like I couldn't take it anymore, and I quit in 2019. When 2022 came, I was really scared that I would be yelled at the moment I walked in, but I wasn't. It was actually the opposite. The environment was far more peaceful, and it wasn't scary as it once was. I was welcomed by those who previously knew me, and I knew things changed for the better. In March 2023, I found myself testing for first-degree black belt. In the back of my mind, I was reminded of the terrible things of my 2018 test. But this time, I knew things weren't the same, and that I was ready. Sure enough, I earned it. I was happy and relieved. Everyone was supportive of me, and I was able to perform my best without the bad environment the class once was. I appreciate the class environment now. It's more at ease, peaceful, fun, and supportive. What was a class that was scary, terrifying, and tense is now fun, enjoyable, and supportive. Because of that, I am now preparing for my second degree black belt test this June. I never would have imagined testing for a second degree in my old class, but with this new environment, I feel like I will perform great, and I know I will be supported by others. Chapter 24 A Recovering Jerk. I've played basketball for a total of 7 years now. My dad enrolled me into a basketball training class way back in 2016. He loves to play basketball and figured I might like it too. I was the new one in my group, and I felt it. I felt disconnected from the rest of my group. I knew absolutely nothing about basketball. I could barely shoot a layup at the court. And after about 6 months, I no doubt was better at it, my dad decided to stop taking me. In the fall of 2019, however, basketball was brought up again. My mom and dad enrolled me into the YMCA basketball program. Once again, I never knew about this until literally the day before my first practice session. So I came in and again felt disconnected from the rest of the team. However, this time I did know a little more about basketball. My first basketball game was the day after practice, and to my surprise, I did make a basket. I felt really excited when I did. From that point on, I was able to work on my basketball skills, and despite me stopping for a bit in the spring of 2023, I have been playing basketball ever since. I went from knowing nothing about basketball to make my very first basket at my first game, to playing with my friends at school and currently enrolled in 2 basketball leagues. Chapter 53 Never Give Up. The speed punch break is an advanced break that martial arts students have to do. It may seem easy to break, but it isn't. It requires power generated from your hips and staying relaxed until impact, all while ensuring your punch is accurate. To make things more difficult, every time I had to attempt it, I had 2 boards to break at the same time. To practice a speed punch, you can light up candles, and your goal is to blow out the candles with your punch. At first, I was barely able to extinguish the candle. However, on my first degree black belt test, I did break both boards on the first try. I was happy and relieved when it broke. However, it doesn't end there. Our class performs at the city of La Palma every year. The rehearsal before the actual demonstration last year, I wasn't able to break the boards. I attempted it 5 times and it just wouldn't break. I was confused and disappointed, but I didn't admit defeat. That week, I practiced on my speed punch up to 30 minutes a day with a candle. I ensured that form and power was perfect. The Festival of Nations came and I was really nervous because I wasn't sure if I practiced enough. Thankfully, when it was my turn to break the board, I was able to on the first try. Again, I was relieved, way more than my first attempt. I didn't want to fail the break in front of over 70 people. For this year's demo, I am performing the same speed punch break. Today, April 20th, was the final rehearsal day before the demo next week. I was again able to break the board with the punch the first try. I hope to break the boards next week, but that means more practice is involved. And that's fine. Dedication is the key to achieving your goals. Chapter 56, Tigger or Eeyore. Band is another one of my activities that I take part in, both in and out of school. I think it's a lot of fun, more than it seems and definitely more than people think it is. But it isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Even with the great times we have, there's still those times where we feel tired and times where our dedication and resilience is put to the test. For my friends and I, one of those times was auditioning for the competition block. The competition block is the group that students audition for, and while all band members participate in field competitions, the competition block participates in parade competitions. Last year, my friends and I were able to audition into the competition block, but it took a lot of resilience. When we first auditioned, we didn't get in, but we were really nervous when we did it, so we practiced some more and tried again a week later. Unfortunately, we didn't get in at that time either, which meant that we wouldn't be able to participate in our competition block's first parade. All of us were a bit disappointed, but we did support our friends who did make it. The third time, we almost made it, but not quite. At this point, one of my friends was considering quitting and thought that no matter how he practiced, that he wouldn't make it. I told him that with that mindset, he never would. So we practiced more, but this time we were in a group and our section leaders helped us out. Finally, we got in the fourth audition, and our band director acknowledged our dedication. We were so relieved that with so much practice we got in. At first, all of us were like Tigger and we thought we would be able to pass auditions. But when the third attempt failed, our friend turned into an Eeyore and nearly gave up and thought we would never make it. However, my other friend and I kept our positive attitude and we got in with a lot of dedication.